Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to NoChaNoMa and setsunai. That melancholy. I don't know whether you can hear it. Hello, everybody. Hello, Vicky. Nice to see you in my live stream. I was in your car earlier. I was in bed in your car this morning. Hello, Dibble. Hello, Peppo. And anybody else that happens to pass by. Just excuse me a moment. It's time for some wine. Yes, tell me, can you hear some rather melancholy kind of Japanese music going on in the background? If not, I'm wasting my time with that and I'll switch it off. Yes, MMLSO. Yes, Vicky. Yes. I've got shakuhachi and koto music sort of going in the background. Can you hear that? No. Hang on. What if I turn it up? If I go here and I do that where I can't really hear myself. Now do you hear anything? If you can't hear anything now and it's playing loudly in my ears, then I'll just switch it off because it's very loud. Trying to do too many things at once without OBS and a decent computer. Nope. Kanpai. Thank you. Remove. Perhaps if I do that. Oh, and then do that. Now do you hear anything? Still no? Still no sound? You're just waiting. Either all your ears are now bleeding or you still don't hear anything. It's loud. Well, it's working, so I shall go... There, that's better. Okay, how about that, Dibble? Hey! Kyushu Trail! Kyushu Trail? Say hello to Dibble. You know Dibble. You know... Oh, Cobrat's here. Hello, Cobrat. You know Peppo. Vids of your mom's here as well. So, Vicky, the new person in the chat is Vicky Asakawa. The Vicky Asakawa channel. She was doing a live stream from her car in Japan this morning. And she is now joined here. So hello to Vicky. Well, yeah, some of you have. But aloha, Cobrat. As I was explaining to my best friend in Nihonbashi sort of what the purpose was for last week's show where you were all on it and who you were and everything. She was quite curious. So you can now hear the setsunai kind of music playing in the background. Won't last long, Dibble, don't worry. It's about 20 minutes. Oh, it's Dibble's alter ego, may contain nuts. Okay. Well, I've had my lunch. That contained nuts as well. So, setsunai. What does that mean? Well, if you saw the advert, you'd get some idea. I discovered it halfway through the week. When, as usual, I thought, what can I do for the show? I've got no guest. I was going to go out into the wonderful autumn scenery around here, which would have entailed me getting in the car and driving somewhere. But it started to rain, and I decided, no, it'd be just nicer to sit here with you lot and show you pictures or video of scenery. Shinichi is live too. Yes, Nosh is watching Shinichi. I just popped over there briefly and said hi. Can't stay. Starting in 5 minutes. But yes, Shinichi was in comments here last week, so not too bad. Yes, so without further ado, I shall try and explain what setsunai means. It's apparently the feeling you get, well, somebody was writing a blog about it, a Japanese American woman, and she couldn't quite figure out, what this feeling was she had. She would wake up in the morning, fresh autumn morning in New York, and be all happy. And by the end of the day, she'd be all melancholic and homesick and sad. But she couldn't quite figure out, what it was, why she had these two seemingly opposing feelings at once, and apparently her mother told her, that's a case of setsunai, and it's a Japanese word that encapsulates the melancholy feeling tinged with joy, so joyous memories, and I thought that was quite appropriate for autumn. I'm in both what? Oh, you're at Shinichi. Oh well, if you're modding at Shinichi's Cobra, say hi to the other modders if they're there. I don't know if Mindy's mom and Night Rider's girl and Nancy are there, but say hello and say hello. Say Simon says hello to Shinichi and Satoshi as well. So I've given you a description of what setsunai means. Have any of you experienced that? Or do you? Is it a constant state for you, where you're in a constant state of setsunai? Our age, most of us get to that melancholy state where we realise, oh dear, the end of the conveyor belt is near, and you look back and have joyful memories as you head towards the end of the conveyor belt. When you need to word both sorrow and joy, yes, that's more. I was being more sort of flippant and prosaic. And the joy you feel towards the end of the conveyor belt. It's just Nosh and you. Hello, Iogen. Or Kanashi. Oh, I have to look that one up. Sorry. Can you? Right, Jen. Put you on the spot. Explain in comments Kanashi in as few words as possible. Hello, Nosh. Hello. He's in two places at once as well. When you hear music from your past, yes, yeah. But there are so many different aspects to your past. So what I'm going to do is I shall go here, click this, transfer, there we are. So I have to set that going. It could be, the video in the background could be a little sort of erratic, shall we say. But I'll start it going. This is the scenery not far from me, about a 20-minute drive from me. I went on a walk 2 years ago in November, which is why it's grey and rainy. I made a video of it. This is just raw footage from that video. Okay, there we go. So yes, it's not so smooth, but you get an idea. So there's that autumn feeling. It was I was, as usual, like this year and the year before. It was a holiday day. I think the 11th of November. So I went for a walk, like I did the other day when I made the advert for the show. And it was rainy and grey and a kind of melancholic and autumnal, which is why it looks like this. Tubby says hello. Oh, cool. Thanks. You can see this is what you would have got, but in Minecraft quality with terrible audio if I had gone out with my umbrella and done a live stream from the rainy autumn around here. So this is actually near a village that my son visits regularly because his friends live there. There are mushrooms, toadstools. I don't know what's Kanashi no Bashu. Who said the conveyor belt is the end? It depends on your beliefs. Yes, depending on your beliefs, you drop off and land on another conveyor belt and start all over again. Simon's pocket Buddhism. Yeah. More mushrooms. I think I did a flyby through the mushrooms here with my gimbal. There we are. There we are. The music's finished, Dibble. You're safe now. Or is it? No, it's starting again. It's being very atmospheric. I can hear it. Yes. Yes, and the autumn colours. One of these days I'm going to have to sort of drive down to the Ardennes with all the forests there and get some really good autumn colours. It's just a bit of a long drive, that's all. And you've got to hope that it's good weather. Yes, it's quite nice around here if you search between. It's the second most sort of densely populated area in Western Europe, so it's quite built up. But if you look, you can find some rather nice places. And I think I've got. Oh, this is England actually. This with the stream going on in the background. This is yes, this is on a walk I did with my sons a couple of years ago in a place called Coniston. Also a grey. It was December because I go to visit my parents in England for around Christmas, and my sons and I then go off for walks. No, this is now Esthwaite. Esthwaite. It's all kind of just random videos I pulled off. There's a rather nice small river that has a quite powerful but small but powerful waterfall. Stockgill Force, it's called. There we go. Sort of the level just drops, and it's quite fun to go and see. No worries, Dibble. No. Better than jazz, I suppose. Coniston Water, yeah. That one before. Well, Coniston Old Man, which is very appropriate, but it's the name of a mountain or a hill. My sons and I are sort of often, when we go to visit my parents, that's our go-to hill to climb. But this is near Esthwaite, which is more near Windermere. These are places in the northwest of England, where I'm from originally. Is that the end of it? Or did I take just a very long shot? Oh, I think that's as far as I got. I'll just have to loop it. There we go. So, Kyushu Trail, if you're there. I mean, is it getting autumnal now? Up, down in Kyushu? Do you get nice grey rainy weather? I doubt whether you get nice grey rainy weather in Kyushu. It's always sunny, it seems. Oh, some people have had to go. Let's see if I can add some more videos to that. Let's have a look. Alright. I'll just put in 2019. See if I've got MP4. Have a look, see what I've got I can just pop some more videos in there for you. We had a bit of rain in Kyushu. Amazing. Yeah, when it's not rain, it's volcanoes. Mount Aso, or whatever it's called, blowing up. Oh, this music isn't very melancholic, and it's all a bit not quite sure. Well, I might go into jazz, you never know. Ashes, yes. Let's have a look. What have I got that I can... Oh, I don't really have much in 2019. Perhaps if I put in my gimbal name as well. Sorry about this, I'm just rambling here. Winter came on Wednesday. It's like on the calendar, Wednesday. Winter. Okay. In Saskatchewan. Winter in Saskatchewan. So winter in Canada. Yes. I was sort of scrolling through videos on one of my YouTube channels, and there's one that said, why do like 90% of people in Canada live below this meridian line? It's basically because north of that meridian line it's just permanent winter. Oh, that's better. That's slightly more melancholic. Why is it not showing me the videos? Come on. Yes, a 7-year-old computer that struggles when there's more than one thing happening on it. Oh, that was my son. Edmonton. Isn't that Ontario? Yes, it gets pretty cold in Ontario, I do remember. From people that live there telling me. Never been. Yes, that's still to come here. Next week, it's going to get cold, apparently. In Belgium. Relatively speaking. Not Canadian cold. But sort of European cold. Alberta. Ah! Oh, blimey. Yes. It's all like seals and polar bears and stuff. But, oh, you gotta go. You have to go. Okay. See you, Kyushu Daniel. See you. Have a good one. Yes, not London. Here we go. What have we got? What I have not already dragged and dropped. Seen that. Let's have a look. Maybe there's some more from England. No, me in the shower. Don't want to see that particularly. What's this? Let's see. If I drag and drop that one. Quite sure. Oh, it's my parents' house. That's not quite what I was intending. No. Oh, that's nice. This is the hill behind my parents' house. Let's have a look. Yes, there we go. That's rather nice. It's just up there. Oh, very short. Yes, there is a lighthouse on a hill, but it's not near the sea, and the lighthouse isn't real. That's what's... Me in the shower. No, not be able to sleep. Oh, you've got to go. Okay. How long it takes? I shall have to do my ASMR voice and play really boring jazz. I'm going to see if I can find some different music to send vids to sleep. There we go. Let's cut the music off. Jazz and coffee. There we go. That'll do. Singles week. No, we don't want that. That's Singles week. Singles decade. Oh, your wow adverts. Go away. Bugger off. There we go. Okay, there we go. How's that? Vids of your mum? Can you hear that playing in the background? Let's go back. Go back to my autumn shot. There we go. It's a folly, not really a. It's a memorial actually. The one person in my hometown who became famous was a guy called Sir John Barrow, who wrote Mutiny on the Bounty, apparently, and it was a sort of admiralty chappie from the in the 18th century, and so in his honour, about 100 years later, in the 1850s or something like that, the town decided to build a monument for him, which they built in the form of a lighthouse on the top of a nearby hill. So it's at this point that the vids of your mum glides into unconsciousness. So that was setsunai, basically. When you reach a certain tipping point in life, in age, it overcomes you. I suppose it could overcome you earlier. If you're 10 years old, you might get setsunai for when you were 5 or something. When things used to be easier, and there's obviously that setsunai feeling, after you start going to school and you've lost that time when you never had to go to school and you could just spend the day enjoying yourself. Much like, and then inevitably that the remainder of your life is going to be looking back at those times that were simpler and more enjoyable. In the days before the internet, for example. I don't know about vids of your mum. This music's sending me to sleep. Or it could be the wine. One of the two. I'm going to have to go and get some fresh air after this. Not been out today. Oh, yes, I have. I went to go and get my webcam. My son borrowed it. He was live streaming on his Twitch channel yesterday. No, Thursday, yeah. And he needed to borrow my webcam. And then he forgot to bring it back. Hey! Bom dia. Whatever that means. Hello, not that much. Sad feelings. Kanashi is sad feelings. Okay, thanks, Jen. That'll be next week. Simon, where Simon NoChaNoMa does Kanashi. Oh, the knights that say ni, Cobrat. Portuguese. I watched a video about the rise and fall of Portugal, and that Portugal now has a plan to become one of the largest nations, theoretically, in competition with even Brazil for territorial size. And that's the key word, because Portugal lost its entire empire except for a few islands in the Atlantic, and apparently new sort of international laws have said that countries, territorial waters of countries, can extend 200 kilometers beyond whatever island it is. So with these islands dotted about in the Atlantic, owned by Portugal, each island, sort of one circumference of 200 kilometers, intersects with the other, and so you have this sort of massive theoretical continent. There's not a lot you can do there. I mean, resources and so on, fish, water, not much else. But it becomes the official part of the country. Portugal's ambition to be recognised. Yes, if there's nothing left. They just want a shrubbery. Me. Sorry, I was just pythoning there with Cobrat. I missed drinking wine at lunchtime. I had a delicious meal last night, I should say. My best friend in Nihonbashi sort of messaged me, and she said, "Are you going to the Australians' place? It's Friday. Are you going to the Australians' place again?" And I was planning to go to the Australians' place. And I said, "Yeah, as soon as in a couple of hours, once I've got changed and everything, blah, 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 blah." And I said, "Why don't you try somewhere else?" And there was one place I was thinking of. And it was a brasserie in the town. And it's got 4 stars on Google. That's how I determine whether it's any good or not. And I said, yes, I was thinking of maybe going to this place. She said, why don't you? So I checked, and they had place free, and I'd quite like their specialty menu, which was game dishes. So not playing game, wild animals sort of thing. So I said, yes, okay, I'll book it. And I dressed up, and I went, and it was very good. I had carpaccio of venison to start with, and then I had chanterelle mushroom soup as an intermediate, and then I had the main course, which was a pheasant, which was rather good. And then I finished with zabaglione. Oh, that was really good. Zabaglione with limoncello, small ball of ice cream, of Cubadon ice cream, and a beignet, which is a deep-fried apple and pastry thing. I was very full. And then I had a coffee, and 2 glasses of wine, and a coffee. Hey, Rory! Hello! Yo, no, it's all right. Are you off your bike now? So yes, I'll go there again. Not frequently, And it cost me about, with chip, it cost me about 80 euros. So for those in Japan, that's about 9,000 yen for dinner. So yes, not a weekly occurrence. That I'll be going back to sort of Skippy's Cafe, I think, on next Friday. Well, the Netherlands has some Caribbean beaches too. I'm trying to imagine Dutch people being all Caribbean. I mean, I've been to the Caribbean, so I know what Caribbean people are like. And I'm trying to sort of shoehorn Dutch people into that image somehow. Yes, literally, actually, Dutch, yes, Curaçao, yes. Yes, the Dutch East Indies and their holdings from the VOC and all that business. Yeah. So, yes, indeed. Yes, it's like, not, not the water. Trying to imagine a windswept, cold, rainy... with some, like, potted palm trees. So, members of the audience, tell me your setsunai. I mean, for Peppo, it was anything from music to sweets to TV programs. What sets off your setsunai? Rory, tell me. When do you get in a day? When do you have mixed feelings of joy and sorrow at the same time? We're now waiting. I'm trying to imagine Cobrat having a mixture of joy and sorrow. Excuse me, I'm just swaying to the music here. Talk amongst yourselves. Because I'm struggling here. Yes, I mean, I noticed there's no English equivalent either to setsunai. Maybe because it's a Germanic language, and perhaps with our sort of Protestant nature, we're just bloody maudlin and melancholic. There's no joy. Getting Monty Python again. That bit in The Meaning of Life with the Protestant family. And there's the sort of the joyous Catholics going down the street and the grumpy Protestants are sat in their house. It's that holier than thou melancholic, work ethic attitude. Gets things done, but just leaves you sorrowful. Hey, MDA87. Good morning. Glad you can join. I think you know most of the people in the chat. Some of them have had to go. Vids of your mom has fallen asleep. Kyushu Trail had to go. Probably had to do dad's stuff. And but we've got some new visitors. We have Ayu Jen and Rory G Fujimoto and Vicky Asakawa. Sehnsucht. Pepper's been Googling. You came back. Hey, Christian, hello. It is a rather good afternoon after 3 glasses of wine. It is, certainly, yes. Don't get this on Eyes Munchies. Yes, our expressions of emotion are very basic, and there's subtlety is not one of them. Yes, we had some melancholic Japanese music before, and then it ran out, and Vids of your mom needed to fall asleep because he has to get up in 5 hours. So I'd put this sleepy jazz music on for him. You didn't Google this one. It's just there permanently in your mind. Sehnsucht. You can't relate to the topic. Oh, it's all right, Rory. No problem. I mean, this is just basically a gathering of friends, and I ramble on. When I don't have guests, I just ramble on. Try and sort of get a topic going. Usually associated with something Japanese, vaguely, very vaguely, and then it just carries on from there. Oh, it's just me on a Saturday afternoon, having some fun. Hey, Adalabate! Hey. MMMLSO. There we go. After this, a friend of mine from Kyoto will be doing a live stream on her Instagram. If anybody knows, in comments, if anybody knows Yoko Shibata on YouTube, it's not her, but it's a school friend of hers. When I went to Japan in 2016, I met actually Yoko Shibata. I went to Kyoto and met up with her, and also I'd accidentally friended one of her mutual friends on Facebook. So I thought, oh well, you know, 2 birds, 1 stone. I'll meet this mutual friend as well. And apparently, sort of Yoko Shibata's popular YouTuber had not really sort of been in contact with this mutual friend, even though they're connected on Facebook, for years. So me sort of going there and meeting both of them brought them together. And they haven't seen each other since. Don't know what happened, whether it was me or not. But I've stayed in contact with this friend. Post mostly pictures of her cats on Instagram. But she's doing a live stream, so I thought I'd pop along. Lederhosen. Why would I wear lederhosen? I'm English. Hang on. I misinterpreted that, Dibble. My new wardrobe arrived today, and then you had trouble getting it up the stairs, which has then made me think, yes, he means the actual, piece of furniture. I just imagined Dibble's new wardrobe was the contents of he would get a new clothes, your new wardrobe today. No, sorry. I just read your comment about setsunai. Not that much. What's going on in my weekend this area? Not a lot. I usually, when I think I'm going to go and do a live stream outside, I go on to the local or to the sort of the national site for things that are going to happen. And there's things like there's flea markets, car boot sales, yoga courses, and local sort of music ensembles playing and that sort of thing, or not a lot basically going on. It's giving you memories, Ayujin, this music. Ooh, right. You went to some nice places then if they had music like this. What are we yearning and craving? Guaranteed pension. That's what I'm yearning and craving. New wardrobe, old clothes. Oh no, it's got to be the other way around, really. I'm English. What? Come on, please. What? Lederhosen? No. The only time you see my legs is if I happen to move the gimbal slightly down during one of my outdoor walks. I think mostly you only ever see me, or if I happen to say, oh, I'm just going downstairs, and you see my legs as I go behind the green screen. Yeah, is that because there are no buses, Peppo? Or you just felt like walking 10 kilometers to the next village? I'm just looking at Shinichi's show. I was wondering whether I should do something similar. Belgian snacks. I've done that. I've done a dessert mukbang, but I haven't really done a Belgian snack taste testing. Perhaps I should do that next week. 6 miles. Well, 6 miles. Who voluntarily sort of decides to go out and walk 6 miles just to go to the shops? Okay, so it's a possibility for next week if I can't find a guest. I'm still trying to get Sunny Fox Fangs from Jaded in Japan, but because I've had Squid on her counterpart. So I'm still trying to get her, but if I can't get hold of her, then we'll maybe do some taste testing next week. Yes. I shall have to figure out, we don't have that kind of thing in Belgium where you sort of typical, snacks that you can get. There's no combinis. You have to just go to the spa and see what there is. Shinichi and Satoshi were on my show. It was nearly more than a year ago. Sometimes, if you watch the intro, you can see them. Yes, we cooked some kind of rice dish together. I think that show has got my most views, but that's because he's got like 500,000 subscribers, and some of them watch the show. Yes, I was dressed in my leather jacket and denim cutoff, I seem to remember. when I was doing that one. Well, yeah, when I go for walks, probably go for a walk tomorrow with my son, my oldest son. I'm trying to do that on a Sunday. I have this app on my phone that I can like put in the parameters for the kind of walk I'm looking for, which is not too far, in a circle, with nature, with unpaved roads and everything. It's a bit difficult in Flanders, but and then we were kind of running out of options. And usually it means almost an hour drive to get there. But yes, I kind of like to do maximum 7 kilometers. And for the purposes of stress relief. My son has an app on his phone, and he does it also just to lose weight. A Sunday on a Sunday, yes. I always ask my youngest son, because early, when they were younger, they used to come out and cycle rides and walks together with me, but youngest son is more like social media orientated and game orientated, so not often that he comes out. Oh, just hearing that guitar there. Jazz Samurai seems to have disappeared. Remember Phil? Jazz Samurai used to be on the he was a guest once and always was in comments. But I did remember him saying that he'd gone off social media. It would be nice to see him again sometimes. He used to make sort of like jazz videos, this kind of music. Let's go back here. Yeah, Pablo, I'm still friends with him on Facebook and everything, and linked with him on. I'm not joined him on Twitter, but I think. But I don't know what happened to Pablo. He kind of just stopped turning up. Perhaps it was just too much of the same thing. Oh God, it's Saturday. It's him again. Yes, I like jazz guitar. It's very mellow and relaxing. I used to cycle quite a lot, especially in England in my 20s. After leaving college, I went home, didn't know quite what to do, spent 6 months just mooching about at home, and then going for long cycle rides in the Lake District. And I got very fit quite quickly because it's all hills. And then it all went downhill. When I got my first job, I think I remember telling you the mod squad last week that my first job was basically sitting waiting for visitors to come in, and then at lunchtimes I would go into the historic house kitchen, and the sort of manager of the kitchen would provide me with a sumptuous lunch and a large bottle of beer, and I would consume that and then just sit at the door waiting for visitors and reading a book. So not very conducive to keeping fit. Yes, downhill is... When my Belgian girlfriend sort of came to live with me for the first time, I said, let's go for a bike ride. And not realizing that in Belgium and Holland and Flanders and this area, it's all pretty much flat. But where I lived, it's all hills. And so for me, like a 15-kilometer bike ride was nothing, regardless of the hills. But I said, let's go and visit this lake, which is like 10 kilometers away. Yeah. She was slightly tired. Oh, right. I'm getting sort of staggering motion. It's not just the wine. It's my CPU is not coping, and my GPU not coping with all the stuff that's going on. Perhaps if I turn off this clear and clear and turn off. That seems to be better. Turn off chroma key. There we are. Off. Ooh, there we are. Now I should move much better. Not having to process too much. Well, I didn't almost kill her, but I mean, possibly made her doubt her decision to move from Belgium to England to be with me. After 2 years, she did go home, and I followed her, and that's why I'm still here. Yes, I've shut some of the things off. Yeah, keep the music on. I like the music. And this deep resonant voice thing is due to an app I've got going, which has a noise gate as well, which cuts off background sounds. Cycling in the summer, no, it's not a good idea. Ah, yes. When you have a purpose to do 35 kilometers. Good grief. She must have been worth it. More memory, yes. I think I've only got about 8 gigabytes on this thing. One day I'll get an upgrade. Yes, my frame rate improved once I sort of switched off all the stuff that was going on. Yes, if I want to have stuff going on, I have to... Oh, I've still got that setsunai going on. I have to turn that off. Text. There we go. If it's just the webcam, I'm 1080p and fluid. No, it's a desktop, but I think it was like €700. So not top end. My son, my youngest son, has got a custom built gaming thing that could like wipe the floor with this several times over. So I mean, it would have no problem running OBS. It has OBS. It has OBS. It has Blender. And they can run sort of games at full, at the full spec and everything. So quite jealous, but he did spend a ton of money on it, so of his own money. Yes, this is. I quite like to have this kind of music going on my show, Rory. It helps when I run out of things to say. People in the audience can sort of feel that they're sort of, in a cafe kind of thing, or in my living room, as it were. I'm not moving this screen because I didn't make my bed this morning, so it's ouch. Yes, it's an i5 Core i5. Originally, I was going to get an i7, but then the shop that I was buying it from, they'd run out. And I was in the shop, and I thought, oh well, I'll get the i5. This was 7 years ago. Not the best decision. 16 gigabytes minimum, really, yes. Yeah. Certainly editing, when I edit the adverts using DaVinci Resolve, all goes really slow. Goes really slow. Sorry. Yes, I have some vouchers. I don't know whether I could get memory with the vouchers that I've got for the particular shop. Is it worth it? I don't know. Vote now. Would your experience of this show be improved if I squeezed some more memory into my computer? Well, it's an Acer Aspire T615. No idea what the motherboard is. Oh no, TC603. And it's got an NVIDIA thingy in it. It wasn't really moddable, I seem to remember. You couldn't really sort of upgrade it that much. I like classical music, Rory, too. There's generally, in the morning, before I go to work, and on the way to work, I'm always listening to classical. Basically, the only radio station that I have on my phone now, don't use the radio anymore, is classical. I have the Dutch speaking, the French speaking, and a Holland classical channel all on my phone. But opera, no, opera doesn't really do it for me. I went once and once only to an outdoor opera. It was an interesting experience. Didn't understand a word of what was being sung. I think it was The Marriage of Figaro or something like that. It was quite entertaining, you know, watching the people all in their costumes outside in front of a sort of a lit up castle at night. Quite spectacular, but the music really didn't do anything for me. Oh, I appear to have talked the hind legs off a donkey, and and the hour has gone. Wow, I was wondering whether I would manage to do that. I always wondered that, and I always end up managing to do it. It's unbelievable. It's probably because I don't talk during the week much. Phantom of the Opera. Well, I should probably have to prepare some ideas for what you could do. I don't have a community page on my channel, as far as I know, or maybe I do. But if you'd like to go to the community page and suggest things that I should buy to eat on screen, you know, within reason, of course, and with possibly a Belgian theme to them. I shall see what I can do, and perhaps next week on the show we shall have a Simon and NoChaNoMa Eats show. See how that goes. Natto. Well, that's not Belgian, is it? I've had that with cream cheese. It's very nice. Don't know whether you can get it here. Probably in Tagawa, in that place where I did the live stream from near Brussels, the Japanese supermarket. You might be able to get some there, yeah. Yeah, old Belgium, yeah. Sinterklaas. Well, it's the advertising is all up for it, and he will be doing his intocht, in the next few weeks, I imagine. And Zwarte Piet will be out with their masks on. Duvel. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Duvel, really. Tastes like, like homebrewed, like hooch. What kind of sweets? Pepernoten. No. What kind of sweets do the Belgians have? I don't think there's anything particular, specific Belgian kind of sweets. You found my PC. Yes, it's not the. It's sort of, low end. The 3 tenors. And speculas, which I also am not a fan of. I prefer ginger biscuits to speculas. Maximum memory is 32. If you've got that spec, yeah. I think mine is. I think mine is actually 16. I said 8, but it could be 16. Hang on. Tips computer on side and has a look. Hang on. Excuse me. Oh dear. 6 gigabyte DDR. Not even 8. And an NVIDIA GeForce GT 635 with only 2 gigabytes. That's why it's struggling. The GPU. Six gigabytes. And I'm not even sure you can add extra memory. This is why I go all shaky when I put pictures up. Perhaps I should do a stripped down version of Simon NoChaNoMa. Simon Eats. Simon Eats stripped down next week. Getting face palms from the computer specialists here. Well, this is a vast improvement on my Steam powered laptop, which didn't even have. It had an Intel processor that had no cores at all. At a certain point, even like 2013, 2014. Everybody else's computer was like superior, and I would get kicked off my own Hangout because my computer couldn't cope. So you're lucky to get me with just 6 gigabytes. Yeah, GeForce 625 with a 2 gigabyte RAM. Bit rubbish, really. You know. Might ask my son if next week I can borrow his computer to do my show. And it'll be all bells and whistles then. Okay. Well, I've kind of exhausted setsunai, done it to death. I shall now try and recover from 4 glasses of wine, and possibly have to do something like vacuuming or tidying up, which I've been neglecting. And 32 gigabytes for 100 euro, yeah. But if the rest of the computer can't cope, the guy in the shop did say that if I put in what do you call it? What's that? Oh God, I forgot the name. Oh, instead of a hard drive, thingy drive, that it would speed everything up. Just continue. Oh no. No. I shall not be compos mentis. SSD, yes. It will speed everything up. So I might try that. Anyway, that's enough about computers. It only remains for me to say thank you very much, everybody. Cobrat, not that much. Dibble, Peppo, Iogen, Adalabate, Vicky. Who else is here? Oh, I've missed Rory. If you're all still here, thank you very much for keeping me company. Your suggestions for what I should snack on next week can be sent to me on Discord or on Facebook or on the community page, and I shall, for the very first time, have a look at my community tab on my channel. And hopefully I shall then be able to find what you suggested or adapt it, and next week we'll have Simon NoChaNoMa Eats. No promises, but it could happen. So thanks all for watching, and see you again next week. Right, I'll just knock off the jazz and coffee. There we go. And see you all again. Bye for now. Bye-bye.